When God chose to start the word in Genesis 1:1, this is what he said. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The very first thing that God showed us, he showed us the power of speaking. He showed us the power of speaking. Verse 3 says, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." But God said it. God said it. And when God said it, it was. He spoke, "Let there be light," and there was light. So we understand from God's example, we know from the Word of God that our job is to follow in the steps of Jesus, right? We're to follow God. We're to follow his word. We're to follow his instructions. Where God is showing us that we can start, just like he started, is with our words, with speaking. But the thing about it is, many of us are speaking out of random emotions, random feelings, and we're either getting a blessing or a cursing on our lives, right? We know the power of death or life is in the tongue, right? So we know that we want to be able to speak things, and I don't know if anybody else falls into this category, but sometimes I want to speak the positive thing, but all I'm feeling is something that is opposed to that. And that's because speaking is the fourth step in the creation process. Somebody needs to write this down. There's a lot that happens before we speak. Now, this is my personal opinion. I'm going to present this to you, and I'm going to share with you some word that backs it up. But when we look at the process of speaking, there are so many other things that happen before the words actually come out of our mouths. And I'm just taking this from years and years of working with women, teaching women, counseling women. So many things happen that trigger in our minds and in our bodies before we start speaking. So many things happen in our thought process, in our hearts, in our guts before we start speaking. Come on, somebody. There is this way of being that we inhabit before the words sometimes come out of our mouths. You know, when you're looking at somebody and you see something happen on their face, you can almost anticipate what the words are that are going to come out of their mouths because they've already had a couple things happening inside of themselves before they chose to speak. Even if it happened that quickly, we pick up on those nonverbal cues even faster than we pick up on verbal cues. How many of you know that I'm telling the truth?